Hi, welcome to the first part of our new series, of my new series for these practice labs. This is what we're going to do for well, this will be the second video. I get mixed up. It's going to be the second video. The last video we did was working with remote connectivity. That went pretty well, pretty quick and easy and smooth. I believe that was one of 2 or 3 videos I did around remote connectivity through various servers that I have here in these labs. What we're going to do now is a bit more, slightly more intensive a bit. I mean, it depends on how you look at it, right? We'll be performing actually digital forensics. And for our first exercise, we're just going to be preparing a target drive for acquisition in Linux. Now, we want to understand that the Linux OS has a lot of tools, right? So we can use to modify non-Linux file systems. So current Linux distributions can actually create Microsoft file allocation tables or FAT and new technology file system or NTFS, right? So Linux kernel, right, and earlier can format and read only the FAT file system. And although the NTFS driver, it's available that allow Linux to mount and write data to only NTFS partitions. So actually, speaking of Linux, I actually need to swivel on over to Linux so we can actually go ahead and get started. I'm actually going to click here. Naturally, I need to be the root user. Linux usually doesn't take long for this lab. All right, so let's get started here. So we want to use the graphical user interface, right, for the application to prepare the disk storage. So that's why we have this opening for us. So let's actually change this here. And what we're going to do is, so the selection here, right, is changed to DV, SDV. And I'll be using this to prepare the value to use another system like FAT32. So I'm actually going to right click this and then I'm going to unmount it, right? Then I'm actually going to delete this because we're going to make our own. Now I'll do that with this. And actually I need to change the space. Actually, no, not here. And those, of course, you want to add. Why wouldn't we come? Check mark just to confirm we are officially good to go. All right. Now, actually, I believe I can close this out. Yeah, I'll close it out. So what we're going to do is, still doing something. Okay. I'm not sure what's going on here. There it is. I don't know what's going on. Maybe because I didn't close the department, whatever. Now what we're going to do is just mount a disk drive. So we'll actually start here. Perfect. All right, so we're good to go there. Now the results here, right, for the fdisk command, we can actually locate the disk here that we have, right, and the details of it. So we can actually notice the start, the end, the blocks, the ID, things of that nature, right? At least about the partition. So we're going to create a directory to mount the device. Let's actually, there we go. Perfect. All right, even though we didn't get an actual response, we still got a response inadvertently because we didn't get an error. So we're good. So let's open up LeafPad. After creating the MNT directory, we're just going to edit the desktop file. So, there we go. Of course, it opens right up for us, right? All right, so actually, there we go. Should be in alphabetical order. There we go. Actually, make these bigger. Right. So let's do. All right. SDB1, the name of our, we want, no, SDB1, actually, do tab. Quickly, there it is. All right, perfect. So now let's just save it. And then I can actually close this. I like clean windows. And then let's open this back up. Perfect. This is back here. All right, so now I want to notice one thing here. So the SD B1, right? So the partition is placed on the mount point that we've just done, right? On the mount point, the MNT SDB1, right? So this drive can now be mounted and used to receive an image of a suspect drive. So later, we'll actually do a bit of mounting as far as how to mount and write it to the FAT32 target drive. Let's actually take a look here. Get there. Right, click the load. All right, perfect. All right, so it looks like it's mounted, and we can tell by the key icon. All right, so we're good there. So let's actually close this up. All right, so now what we're going to do is actually look into deleting NTFS files. Now, typically Windows or File Explorer, you can use that to delete files from a disk, but when a file is deleted in Windows, NT or later the OS just renames it and moves it actually to the recycle bin, as we all know, right? So another method of deleting, right, is Microsoft DOS command, right? So this method doesn't rename and move the file, it just eliminates the file completely from the master file table, which is in the same way that the FAT does. So we got to collect the user SID, right? So within the Windows OS, the user and a group are uniquely identified with a string called the security identifier, right? So whenever a user or group in Windows, the SID is assigned to the account. So if an account is deleted, then the SID is retired and never reused. So all privileges and permissions granted to the deleted account are permanently revoked, right? It will have to be reassigned should the account be recreated for any reason. Nonetheless, we can actually swivel over to the Windows device and a little couple commands there, right? Where name tools, still doing that. Okay. All right, perfect. So now the SID of the local administrator here is displayed. So I'm just going to observe it because I'm going to need it in just a second, right? So now we're just going to start viewing the deleted files. So there's a number of ways to look at deleted files in the Windows. So we're going to take a look at it using a computer forensics tool like OS Forensics. So let me actually download it with the tools from the lab here. Let's see, data forensics. And there it is. How you doing, buddy? We definitely want it to run. Accept. Good, good. Definitely want it on the desktop. Perfect. So we're good to go there. Didn't take too long at all. All right, perfect. Close this out. Of course, we want the free version. Definitely. All right, perfect. So let's go ahead and create a case, right? And we want it to be named deleted files, right? Everything else is okay. All right, perfect. Now let's, where is it? There it is. All right, perfect. See where we want it. That's our local drive. So that's cool. All right, perfect. So, all right, perfect. So let's actually go back to turning this back on. All right, perfect. So now that we're back here, make sure we're good here. Yeah, we're fine. So let's see. File. There we go. All right. All right. So let's actually take a look here. Michael. And yeah, this is the SID that I retrieved from the command. Right. So as we can see, it contains only one hidden file. The file is actually hidden if you try to look at it in a file explorer. But we see the value of the SID here, right? And we'll see that it matches. See here. All right, perfect. So, but it does contain a hidden file. So what we're going to do, we're just going to actually open up File Explorer, right? And then we're just going to verify what we're looking at here. All right. Data files, of course. You just open it up. Got flat test image, blah, 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 blah. All right. Then we're going to repeat. I was expecting a pop up. All right, but nonetheless, it's all right. All right, perfect. So now gonna, let me see, click here, then click back here. So, oh, mouse, there it is. Refresh. Now what I'm looking for is there's additional files should be added. Let's see. Actually, let me take a look here at something. Work data files. All right, nonetheless, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. So let's actually, if we can view details about the other details about deleted folder, but that's ultimately what I want to see. I need to open up the deleted folder here, I believe. Be here. All right, so now to be able to see details about the deleted file, it's like it should be in here. But nonetheless, this just gives us information about the deleted file. We can tell it's in the recycle bin, right? You know, it looks like it was just educational stuff, right? Nope, this is not it. You know what? Let me actually close this out and open it back up. All right, so take a look here. There it is. There it is. All right, perfect. Let's open this bad baby up. There we go. That's what I was looking for. All right, so let's actually take a look at one of these. Take a look at A first. Um, give me one for. There it is. Probably did it the first time. All right, perfect. So now that we can see the dialog box, right? So on this tab, right, information about this deleted file we see here, we can actually observe the different properties that's pertaining to this particular document. So we can actually click here as well. Notice that the file content pretty much of what was in it looks like it was about a police department located in Seattle. And this one is just a tab that shows um, the hex and the ACI patterns pretty much. Nothing crazy. All right. Actually, let's see if we do this here. Oh, it decodes it for us. Perfect. All right. So now we can actually take a look at the text viewer tabs. Now this just displays text and other formatting codes. So you can actually scroll through it. It's just going to give us random codes, hieroglyphics, what I would like to call it. You could also look at the metadata, which is other important information about the document file. Of course, depending on again what you're investigating as far as the deleted file. But nonetheless, that's everything you can view with the forensic tool here as far as the deleted file. That, as you can see, it's really in a recycle bin and it's not really deleted. So we can actually, let's see, I'm gonna jump this. All right, perfect. So now this is just a raw disk viewer, as you can see here, that appears. So it jumped directly to the disk sectors, which is the highlighted in green color here, where the file I highlighted is located in the disk now. So we can actually scroll down to see that the clusters are marked as free. Yeah, yeah, but the associated clusters that are designated as free, that is marked as available for new data, right? So obviously it's not practical enough to scroll through the disk map to search for something that may be of interest, because this will take it'll take a very long time. So we can actually just hit search and let's see, we can do the, I thought it was searching. Actually, text would be better, right? There it is. Look at that. I can see in insurance. Perfect. We can see a bunch of things. The sector, the partition, the object type, a lot of good info. So the search results, right? They're just indicating the byte offset file encoding in the drive where the deleted files are located for other information, right? So we can actually, I'm just gonna hit stop here and then exit out. And then we can actually exit out of here and I'll go back to the start. But yeah, so now we're able to move on to our next exercise, which is using the sleuth kit and autopsy. So what a sleuth kit and autopsy is, it's something that could be installed on a 32-bit or 64-bit Windows OS or version 2, that could be installed on Linux or Mac OS. So we can actually find current and past versions at the actual website. So what we're going to do first is prepare the disk image. Right? I believe I did something similar, if not the same, on another previous video to this as well. So I'm just going to prepare the disk image for it to be analyzed by a forensic software called Autopsy that I just mentioned. So let's actually open up the file explorer. All right, so local disk, data. Oh, okay. Of course, we want to install it. Now it's extracting, and I'll put us on the other side when it's done. All right, so we got everything extracted and open here. So now what we're going to do is restart the Apache service. So the data forensics tool, the sleuth kits and the autopsy, they rely on Kali Linux's web service is called Apache. So we're going to swivel back over to Kali. Gotta log in. All right, perfect. And naturally, we're going to go to the terminal and let's get typing away. All right. Perfect. All right. So now we're just going to take a look at autopsy. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. So now we'll just get information about the URL into the browser to access the website. So what we're going to do is examine a case with this tool um, to examine an old Linux file system in digital forensics and science. At least from what I read, you have to evaluate cases that are several years old sometimes, and this activity gives me a chance to do that. So to start using this tool, I'll have to actually go to the, let's see, I think the browser here. There it is. Like these browsers for Kali Linux. They just change with every lab. I'm not sure why. But nonetheless, let's actually go ahead and go to preferences here. Enable. Actually, no, that's not there. So this allows us to inject a site to the browser. 2, 3, 4. All right, look at that. Autopsy forensic browser. Don't you love it? All right, we definitely want a new case, right? And let's see, let's do Michael Scott, one of my favorite guys. Actually, you know what? I'll just leave that. Yeah. All right, so new case. And of course we want to add post. Let's see. Perfecto. Add host, and of course want to add an image, right? Let's see. Don't believe I have one, but if I did, this is where it would be, right? Right. There we go. All right. Perfecto. Perfect. All right. So also, by the way, as far as some of the options that I chose, right? Still, I don't want to move too fast, but I also don't want to take too long performing these exercises. So if I don't click partition in step 4, the image is read as raw data. So and the file and directory structures aren't visible to autopsy. So we have multiple segment values, right? They're sequentially numbered or lettered. Uh, we have to use an asterisk as the extension, right? So that all the segments are read sequentially. So now I'm just going to verify that all the images are corrected, loaded correctly. They should be. Um, they should be fine. Actually, let me change this. All right, then let's add. Okay, perfect. Like, well, hopefully it doesn't take too long. Usually when I hope it doesn't go my way. But I'll put us on the other side of this. No, never mind. Never mind. All right. What is about to wrap out on me? All right, so let's select a, okay. All right, perfect. All right. All right, so while the search is in progress, when it's finished, it's going to display a summary of the search results and give us details of the results as well. And I want to take a look into it, um, at least as briefly as I can. All right, so it's officially done. So I'm just going to take a look at the results here. All right. So, I mean, how full bars here, practically inside, yeah, the router, modem, router. Perfect, perfect. So we see 121 occurrences where of Martha where it was found. I'm actually going to take a look at a particular, let's see. See. Okay, it's weird. Let's take a look at this one. All right, perfect. So we can see the hex contents of the fragment, right? So preview, actually, you know what? Let me take a look at the ACI. It's a bit easier, at least for me. So a preview now of the AST two contents. They're displayed on the pane here. Uh, so we can actually, you know what? I'm just going to close this search, all right? To return to close this, right? Working. Excellent. Let me get out of here. All right, perfect. So I'm actually going to just actually exit autopsy, close this out, and swivel over to Windows. No, you're no fun anymore. Like Pally. All right, so let's see. Actually take a look at something else. I'm actually going to download USB drive images, right? So I'm going to download some images that's going to be used with Autopsy for Windows applications. So to do this, that's what I'm doing now. Sorry if I forgot to mention. So let's do that. Then the zip file. It is saved. Huh, okay. Don't know what that was about. So let's open the folder. All right, we're going to fix that. All right, so we got that taken care of. So actually, I'm going to got the images we want or the files that we wanted here from USB. Let's actually close all of this out. Now we're going to use Autopsy for Windows 10. Actually, we might have to delete the disable the proxy. But let's actually start Autopsy. Where is it? There it is. Come on. Sure. Just start. Oh, I need. So we're gonna do a new case, of course. We don't have one already, so let's do that. I'll see what happened there. So let's actually create a new folder. Ah, do that. Okay. Synthesize. All right, now I can do next. All right. All right. Oh, Mr. Wilson. All right, so just waiting for it to create the database. So then I'm going to add some data source. Well, it's not, I'm not going to add it, but I'm going to see the dialog box for it, right? And then all of these are okay. But then actually we're going to take a look here. So we're going to see download USB Charlie, like Charlie. Hey Charlie, how you doing, buddy? All right, so let's go to the next one. And so I'll actually keep the default settings here as well. Get out of the way here. Like, perfect. All right, I was expecting an error message, but it has finished analyzing the file. So, well, almost. I thought it was finished. Okay. It can take 2 months longer. Here. Oh, let's look this guy up. Open that up. Let's take a look here. Perfect. Actually, I'm gonna go back here. Just explain the content of the email. All right, welcome to the company, blah, blah, blah. All of that good jazz. So now with the sleuth kit and autopsy, right, we can actually conduct additional analysis, produce other output files in our subdirectories and the evidence lockers. So we can actually browse through all of these. I'm not going to do that at the moment. Actually going to do, let's see, should be, there we go. All right, there we go. Perfect. All right, so that'll actually be the end of this video for our digital forensics. Just for a brief recap of what we went over, just preparing a target drive for acquisition in Linux. We deleted NTFS files, and we also used the sleuth kit and autopsy for rummaging through deleted files, and we were able to take a look at the metadata and a few other interesting details for what was supposed to be deleted, but really not. And that's how we use forensics to take a look at things that people thought didn't exist anymore. But nonetheless, our next video is going to be on configuring SCCM configuration items and baseline. I will see you on the next video. Stay curious, stay secure.